All right, season 6, episode 2, Drive. Now, this is
Ryan Gosling.
No, this is Vince Gilligan, and he has Bryan Cranston starring, so he likes to bring in people from his future projects.
Yeah.
So I can only assume that I don't know if they met here, but they have a working relationship that then formed into the one that they had on Breaking Bad. So, anyway. Basically, premise here, you stop, you die.
Yes. Yeah, it starts off with this like high-speed chase where this man is driving his wife and there's helicopters and police cars trying to go after them, and anyway, when they stop, her head like freaking explodes basically.
Terrible.
And yeah, this felt like a really quick episode, honestly. Maybe because they are like in a car for most of the time.
Yeah.
But basically it's like they're I forget which agency it is, but there's like some branch of government or whatever that's doing testing with like certain radio wave frequencies or whatever.
Yeah.
And it impacts people and animals in this specific area to where they like have to be in constant motion above a certain speed, otherwise like the frequencies that's like trapped inside their head kills them.
Yeah, and Scully figures out that potentially she can stick a needle through your ear and burst whatever the hell's in there, relieving the pressure, I guess, and this will probably leave you deafened for life, but of course he wants to survive, and has a very dark ending. I mean,
yeah, it does.
You know,
I wasn't
you think for
expecting
sure he's gonna just drive up and they're gonna try to perform it and they'd kill, you know, he might die during it. No, he just drives right past them and you're like, why the hell is he driving past them? And it's like, he's just dead.
Yeah.
That was super unexpected.
That was really unexpected, because a lot of times with like Mulder too, especially because he's, you know, Mulder's the one driving him and talking to Scully on the phone, trying to get the plan in place and everything. He doesn't give up on people, and he really does try to help everyone as much as he can. And most of the time he does. Like most of the time he ends up helping people. So for him to like, and it's not his fault. He was driving as fast as possible, but it just didn't work out.
And this guy is not giving him a lot of reasons to want to help him. Not only is he holding a gun to his head, but he's also asking him if he's a Jew.
Yeah.
And like he's this racist idiot, and Mulder's just kind of like...
He's like, I think he's very, I mean, yeah, he is racist. But yeah, he's very conspiratorial. He's like, they did that to me. And like, Mulder does confirm, like, you're right about one thing. Like, they did this to you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that made him feel any sense of vindication. Probably not. And the other thing that happens in this episode, because like this never really comes up ever, whenever they had Skinner as their assistant director, is like the expense of their trip. Like Kirsch is like, you guys took a plane across the country and like all this, like just adding up the bill essentially, because they weren't really supposed to be, because this is like an like they weren't set
unsanctioned.
Yeah, an unsanctioned assignment that they went on. And like in the past, I feel like every time Mulder and Scully like went off on some crazy thing, Skinner just was like just like wrote it off.
Yeah.
So that was funny to see them like sitting there like, we've never heard how much all this stuff costs before.
They're the expenditures.
Yeah. Yeah, but Kirsch is really getting on their case like, no, like you guys aren't allowed to do this. Like at all, like it's not okay, especially because like Scully's like, well, we stopped it, and he's like, they are denying that this ever happened. Like they're saying that there's no such thing as this program, and she's like, because she said that they like agreed to stop it, and he's like, no, they don't have any of this specific program, and they just shut down that branch because they were already planning on shutting it down.
She's like, so they're gonna inveigle, and they're like, yeah, it's a total
obfuscate and confuse, yeah.
Yeah, total inveigle.
Total inveigling, yeah.
Yeah, and we get a doggy death in here.
Yeah, I hate that.
And sad.
Very sad.
And the deaf woman in the park, the trailer park, or like,
yeah, like in this little area.
She's able to survive it because she can't hear. Yeah. Doesn't affect her, but that poor pooch sure does affect him.
It sure does.
So yeah, I mean, Cranston's good. He's very chaotic and definitely believes it. And you know, Mulder is able to really kind of talk him into trusting him pretty early on, because there's not really much he could do.
Yeah.
It's like, if I just stop this car, you're going to be too fucked up to even do anything to me. who's gonna do
Right.
anything, right? So
Right.
like, but he has to continue, like, as it continues to get worse, he has to go faster
Right.
and faster. And there's a really good line here, you know, towards the end when he pushes it to like 90, and he's like, just a little faster.
Yeah.
And Mulder's like looking at it like, I'm not going to be able to keep this going fast enough. This kind of reminded me of the premise of Speed, right? If the car goes below a certain speed, it blows up, right? I think that Vince Gilligan maybe watched that movie and got, you know, instead of a bomb in a bus, it's a bomb in a head. Probably borrowed that from that, but that's fine. But there's this look on Mulder's face when he's just, and then Bryan Cranston's kind of like laying back and being like, just a little faster. And you're just kind of like, in that moment, Mulder's just very much like, he's not going to make it, but you don't realize that until he's dead.
Right.
And then you kind of see the look on his face when he's just still sitting in the front seat, like, I tried everything I could.
Yeah.
And it was never enough. I could never save this guy.
Yeah, super sad.
Yeah. So that one weighs on his mind for sure. Like a bomb.
Right.
That's it. I mean, there's unfortunately not a lot to say.
It's a pretty straightforward episode.
Very straight. West would
Just
say.
westward. A westward episode.
Yeah, it's a road trip episode. And it ends not very well.
No.
That's it. All right. Well, as I said, not a ton to say here. But drive. See you in the comments.
Bye.